Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and welcome to the English news of Binh Phuoc radio television station and newspaper. Following are the headlines for today. Binh Phuoc and Son share development experiences. Ho Chi Minh City team wins Dong Phu district open boat race. Banking industry deploy task for second quarter of 2022. President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc chaired a meeting on draft project to build socialist rule of law state in Vietnam. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính checked preparations for 31st SEA Games. According to World Bank, Vietnam economic growth driven by good recovery of sectors. And now our details. A delegation from the Binh Phuoc Provincial People Committee has met with counterparts in Sơn La Province to exchange experience in developing the agricultural processing industry and applying high-tech production.
Sơn La Province has 560 agricultural processing facilities and over 13,100 hectares of fruit trees. Its water-efficient irrigation system covers a total area of nearly 700 hectares, while net houses and greenhouses cover 51 hectares. The entire province has been granted 220 planting area codes and has more than 4,847 hectares of fruit trees, specifically for export, and 33 packaging facilities for exports. Vice Chairman of the Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee Huỳnh Anh Minh affirmed that the achievements of Sơn La Province provide valuable lessons for Binh Phuoc in restructuring its agricultural industry and building appropriate mechanisms and policies which will help improve people's knowledge about the cultivation and processing of agricultural products. Binh Phuoc also wants Sơn La to share its experience in developing agricultural economic models, mechanisms, policies, and guidelines it has introduced to improve livelihoods, in applying high technology in production, in renovating mixed fields and gardens, in developing OCOP products, in attracting agricultural product processing facilities, and in building key agricultural products.
This year, Dong Phu District Open Boat Race had 4 participating teams: Ho Chi Minh City, Binh Thanh District in Ho Chi Minh City, the Chánh Nghĩa Group Construction Joint Stock Company in Bình Dương, and the host team from Dong Phu District.
Rowers competed over 4 distances of 200 meters, 500 meters, and 1,000 meters in a straight race and 1,000 meters in a turning race. This was the first time the tournament has been organized to promote the development of local water sports. It was also an opportunity for Dong Phu to promote its tourism offerings at Suối Dài Lake and attract investors. The Ho Chi Minh City team won the first prize, while second prize went to the home team Dong Phu and third prize to Binh Thanh District. According to organizers, the tournament was a great success.
The State Bank of Vietnam branch in Binh Phuoc Province has held a conference to deploy tasks for the second quarter of 2022.
In the first quarter, the branch directed local credit institutions to prioritize the business and production sectors in line with government policy. With average interest rates on new and old loans of 7.6 to 9.5% per annum, the maximum short-term lending rate for priority sectors at 4.5% per annum, and loans from People's Credit Funds at 5.5% per annum. As of March 31, 2022, the outstanding credit balance in Binh Phuoc Province reached more than 99.9 trillion Vietnam dong, an increase of more than 10% compared to the end of 2021. Outstanding credits for agriculture and rural development stood at more than 63.7 trillion Vietnam dong, accounting for nearly 68% of total outstanding loans in the province, while 1,215 small and medium-sized enterprises has a total outstanding credit balance of 12 trillion Vietnam dong. In the first quarter, the entire credit system in the area mobilized more than 54.1 trillion Vietnam dong, an increase of more than 1.9 trillion Vietnam dong compared to December 31, 2021. Of this, capital mobilized in Vietnam dong accounted for more than 99%.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc chaired a meeting of steering committee for socialist rule of law state building in Hanoi on April 18.
The meeting, the second of its kind, aimed to complete a draft project on building the socialist rule of law state in Vietnam. It drew the participation of top leaders of the steering committee and some members of the Politburo, as well as experts, among others. This is also the first time the steering committee gave opinions on the draft. Praising efforts made by people involved in the building of the draft project, President Phuoc said 2/3 of the work has completed so far. Phuoc asked participants to focus on analyzing shortcomings and bottlenecks, as well as making proposals for the work in the time to come. Particularly, he added, participants should spend more time discussing basic characteristics of the socialist rule of law state of Vietnam, which is the state of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính inspected preparations for the 31st Southeast Asian Game, or SEA Games 31, in Hanoi on April 18, stressing that hosting this event is an honor, responsibility, and also a chance to popularize Vietnam images.
Aside from training and competing in the noble spirit of sport, Vietnamese athletes and coaches will also act as ambassadors of peace and friendship, President Chính said during his visit to the National Sports Training Center. Therefore, they need to demonstrate the traditional solidarity, friendship, and love for peace of Vietnam and adhere to the national foreign policy, the government leader stressed. Coming to Mỹ National Stadium, the Prime Minister noted as the stadium is the venue of numerous activities during the Games, including the opening and closing ceremonies, and many sports-relevant parties need to ensure appropriate arrangement so that those activities will not affect one another. The leader also asked for due attention to be paid to pandemic prevention and control. The coming regional sports event will be held in Hanoi and 11 nearby localities from the 12th and 23rd of May.
Vietnam economic growth in the first quarter of 2022 was consolidated thanks to the solid performance of export-oriented manufacturing and recovering service sector, according to the Vietnam Macro Monitoring Report recently released by World Bank.
Vietnam's GDP grew by 5% year-on-year in the first quarter of this year, comparable to the growth rate of Q4 2021, yet still 2 percentage points below pre-pandemic rates. Industry and construction and services sectors grew 6.4% year-on-year and 4.6% year-on-year respectively, contributing 4.3 percentage points to quarterly GDP growth. Growth of industry and construction was driven by strong external demand for manufactured products, while services sector performance varied across subsector. The consumer price index increased by 2.4% in March, compared to 1.4% in February. This is the highest inflation rate in 7 months, but remains well below the 4.0% target. The World Bank said the authorities should consider structural reforms to help the economy become more productive and increase aggregate supply. This would include tax breaks for productive and innovative investments, reducing barriers to doing business and logistics costs, and investing in the education and technical training of the workforce.
Sweat and tears sad and pain suffered in the past allow us to shine now and in the future is the overall message from the SEA Games 31 recent released official music video theme song.
Let's Shine, composed by musician Huy Tuấn, was selected by the organizing committee of the 31st SEA Games as the official song of the sporting event. It features people born with a mission to reach new heights, overcoming difficulties and hardships with an extraordinary passion on the path to victory. It also honors friendship and solidarity. Inspired by memorable moments from SEA Games 22 in 2003, the first SEA Games Vietnam hosted, Let's Shine recreates the emotions of viewers from that time, helping people immerse themselves in the glory of the sporting event while presenting a modern image of Vietnam post-pandemic that is ready to host SEA Games 31.
That's all for today on Binh Phuoc Radio Television Station and Newspaper News. Once again, thank you for watching and goodbye for now.